I've been in a lot of places. Christie School, Farm Home, Rad, Alberton Kerr.
About 5 different foster homes, therapeutic foster homes.
I've been at the Farm Home and Alberton Kerr and all those, and then I've been in like 20 different foster homes.
My son first went to counseling when he was 3.
Psychiatric inpatient facilities for children, residential treatment facilities, outpatient services, in-home skills training, other home-based and community-based care.
I was in 3 residential treatment facilities.
A lot of places.
Psychiatrist, a specialist in autism.
Wraparound Oregon.
Caseworker, parole officer.
My foster dad.
Caseworker, attorneys, investigators, school staff.
My PO, my caseworker.
Attorneys.
My aunt.
Judges.
Can you think of some times when decisions about your service or treatment were made and you didn't have any input?
Oh God, all the time. When I got moved to different treatment facilities or foster homes, I had no input of where I went or how I went or how long or when. How did I feel about being put in different places?
About your input not being without your input.
Hopeless. Like I had no hope or control over anything. They controlled my life. They were living my life for me. I was just there.
They all decided that it was better if I went to a shelter instead of a foster home. And I didn't find out about it until pretty much they were like, all right, you're going to go to a shelter next week.
I was supposed to be in the meeting and they did the whole thing and then they called me in the last 5 minutes to tell me about it.
And how did that make you feel?
Really upset. Because I was supposed to help them plan it and they planned it and then they called me.
Did it work well for you though?
Not really.
Like if they gave me a choice between 2 treatment centers and I said I'd want to go to one, I'd have my parole officer or somebody else peep in and say, well, I want her to go to this one. And I'd end up going to the whole other opposite one that I didn't want to go to.
Can you think of some times when you feel that your input was valued?
Not much, but if it was, rarely.
If you don't have say, you basically are bottling everything up and then take it out in destructive ways.
Do you think that it's important for people your age to participate in their decision making?
Well, yeah, definitely, because if they don't get to, then it's like their whole lives are being planned for them ahead of time.
I know what I want and what my dreams are, and no one can tell me any different.
I had a rap meeting and they asked me if I had any ideas, and I told them one of my ideas, and it actually is part of the rap meeting now.
I've led an entire meeting before, a couple of times my youth decision meeting and a couple meetings at school.
Okay, and did they turn out good, or how'd you feel?
They turned out really good. It was different from other meetings because from other meetings I didn't say anything. I just let other people say what they thought they wanted me to have. I spoke up and said that it'd be more beneficial if I went to a foster home than the shelter because the shelter wasn't going to help me at all. It was just a place to live. In the foster home, since I've been there, I've gotten my license, I've started college, and I've been very successful in life.
So, you have to be able to kind of be raised to make your own choices, not have them made for you.
Give them a shot to see what they want to do.
Because they know what's best for them. They know themselves better than anybody. And even if you're not quite thinking in the best of manners, or if your disability is getting in the way, some part of what is best for you will come out. When young people make their own decisions, it usually turns out better Like, say they made a decision to go somewhere, in their head that they had control over that decision, so they're going to make the best of that decision. If they made me do something, it just turned out horrible. Like, you fight it, you don't want to be there. But if you actually want something and you're a part of this decision, you're more motivated to make things work in a positive way.
If we as parents, therapists, and teachers shut up and listen long enough, I think we'd be surprised at how much we can learn from our kids and how much they can teach us. I had a lot of those fears myself because, there were times where my niece would get very oppositional, swearing and calling people names, and she would be very disruptive. And there were times where I knew that things that were going to be said at the meeting were going to be things that she didn't like. And so, honestly, I didn't want her there. What being a part of this process has really reinforced for me and helped me learn in a much greater way is that by doing that, we were reinforcing to her that she was powerless and that she did not have control over her own life. And if there's anything that was important to her, it was having a sense of control.
I think we make a lot of assumptions that limit what youth are capable of doing.
I know that professionals that work with youth really have the youth's best interests at heart, but sometimes I think we forget about what it's like to be a youth and what it's like to feel powerless versus feeling some power in what's going to happen to your life.
My experience is that the youth do learn, and it actually can help them heal as well. I have loved this process.
It's been very positive. I've been very impressed with the trainers that have come out to work with the students, and just the curriculum. It was so neat. I mean, it's just perfect. It worked perfectly, and it's a really good format, I think, in working with youth. So I was very impressed. The first student who went through the AMP program, previous to participation in AMP, he would say maybe 4 or 5 words in the meetings, and so after AMP, he took a real role in talking about his activities and asking for feedback, and so that was huge. I mean, his participation increased tenfold. And then the other student who participated in the AMP curriculum, before the curriculum, he would participate in his meetings, but sometimes not in the most productive ways. I saw him after the curriculum that he was more equipped with productive ways of participating and of showing the team that he had done kind of the prep work as far as thinking about where he wants to go, and then what things that he needs support in getting there. So 2 very different students and different styles, but changed after the AMP curriculum in both cases.
The student in my first AMP meeting was pretty non-articulate. He did so well in the meeting that I was just astounded that already this AMP training that had prepared him for this meeting had taught him some real skills. So I was really pleased.
It's been really inspiring to me to see them in this capacity and to sit at a table with adults and really be part of a team that's creating something like this.
I would just say that I am a huge fan of the AMP program and a real supporter of youth participating in their programs, in their meetings. Just seeing how the other adults have responded and how engaged the youth can be.
It's made me even believe even more that the more we can get the youth to participate and be in the decision-making process, and that really, if we expect that of them, that they'll rise to the challenge, and that I think we don't expect enough.
From what I've seen, all of the students given enough preparation can do it.
I mean, used to not speak at all. But now they can't shut me up.